Okay, so we have this situation where this owner of this Kansas City newspaper dies amid shock and grief after police raid her house, her newspaper, the Marion County Record.
Is this the story that just came out where they raided and that owner just died?
She died the very next day. She died. Now listen, she was 98 years old. That is not the point. Okay.
No, why'd they raid her house?
We're gonna go over the whole story because it's a little like little insider dirt within the community in which people got a hold of information, especially the newspaper. They kind of put it out there. There were some connected people within the community who were pissed off that information got out. And also the police chief, there was some beef with them in the history before. And they had put some stuff out. They had published some stuff with the police chief who had gotten his hand in dirty waters with some sex workers or some certain situations. So it was this kind of crazy circular firing squad that went on. But once again, this is to point out that this is your state, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's not about China and authoritarianism or Russia and Putin being a thug. It's your country, ladies and gentlemen. It's your country that's jailing Julian Assange. It's your country that has Edward Snowden living abroad because they'll arrest him as soon as he touches American soil. It's your country that's censoring.
By the way, Pazza, the reason people won't get that, one of the main reasons is whoever abolish the police is a very stupid slogan.
Yes,
it's such an idiotic thing on the face of it
because it's counterproductive.
No, it's stupid to the point that I think some police intelligence group secretly made it. Yeah, because it's so moronic, and so I know the beginning of the story. I didn't know the lady died.
Yeah. Well, we're going to show the video.
The reason people don't know the thing you're saying is because of this stupid nonsense that he wrote there. That was a dumb thing to say, and I don't know why people are still saying it. I really just don't get what they think they're accomplishing with that.
So you're saying that by
abolish
people,
the police? Okay.
Well, it's counterproductive. It makes the other side go, look how dumb these people are. They want to get rid of security altogether.
I think the other side designed it for idiots to write.
Yeah.
And they just blather it like imbeciles.
Do you think that's why we have such a push for the people, the populace, right, who glorify the police? They love the police. Blue lives matter, Kurt.
Okay, they're watching people rob, just the stupid Rite Aid by me.
Yeah.
My girlfriend can't get, I don't even remember what it is, some makeup thing.
Yeah.
Because they're just not giving it to the store anymore.
Because it gets robbed.
It's being robbed.
Yeah.
Okay? And so people that got to live with this stuff, they don't want to hear you stupid abolish the police. They did need police help.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein's better than no Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know what you're saying.
So this is like as stupid as George W. Bush saying we're going to take Saddam out. So we're going to get rid of police. Well, what are you going to put in place of it?
Yeah,
someone with pink hair.
Yeah,
that's fat, and they're proud of it.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Anyway,
well, they this argument
because that.
Well,
because he wrote that.
Yeah, they have this argument, Kurt, that the police, no matter what, will go over the top, over the limit. That it's better to have no police than this type of
that's a good argument. Maybe you should have said that instead of the stupid thing you did say. Yeah. Oh, what a great argument! You can't hashtag that, right?
No
hashtags. I'm telling you, DARPA designed that so that we could have fascism forever.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
In my opinion.
Take a look at this video over here. So this is the 98-year-old. They went into the house, into where the newspaper is, and they start just. Once again, the bullying. Because what Kurt is saying is very much true, right? This whole thought process of eliminating security altogether, getting rid of the police, is dumb. Because then you have a way big pushback on the other side. However, we do have a security state. And with the little guys, meaning these local police officers, see the big guys doing just fascist things like jailing Julian Assange for telling the truth, then they're going to act in the same way. They think they have a badge. They think they have a gun. They think they have a right to do whatever they want to do.
This is local. Well, they don't. I don't think Julian Assange even enters into this. This is local. I do. I think they copy the same behavior. Okay. Yes, you're right about that. But what I'm saying is, they're not thinking about that ever. This is like local gangster politics.
Yeah.
And everything's being reduced to that now because that shoplifting thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
Why is it that there's a new fascist state and no actual police? Because we're going to be moved towards you order everything online.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the stores aren't open anymore because of a lockdown, and then people rob the rest.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too bad. Luckily, we got Amazon. Oh, it sucks that they're in the streets. It's dangerous. There's no cops around. Oh, luckily, we got Amazon.
And also, too, as well, to go to the point as well, they want to move everything offline. Your 15-minute cities, right? Everything's ordered. You stay there. You don't go anywhere. You don't travel. But it's also as divisive as hell. when you anytime you like kind of thrust these culture war stuff into the people, security, yes or no police, all cops are bastard, blue lives matter, it divides the people. They fight with each other because now
that's how you run the prison.
Exactly.
So all the people that are just like, if I think about the weird, I did chase off a hobo that was following my girlfriend down the street.
Yeah.
I mean, so all the people anybody that has to deal with any real thing, and they're not even paying attention to this news, they're on TikTok, but they're not seeing this. Like, they're not thinking about that, and that's the goal. So you don't have to think about the excesses of whoever, as long as you hate each other.
Exactly.
And so what happened with this one is not even going to be, I don't think it's going to amount to...
I'm going to play the video, Kurt, but please, it's homeless, not hobo.
It's unhoused.
Don't you touch any of that stuff. This is my house. Ma'am, you...
Newly released security video. This is posted by that local Kansas newspaper, Marion County Record. And what you're looking at is police raiding the home of that paper's 98-year-old co-owner and the mother of the editor of the paper, Joan Meyer. She collapsed and died the day after the raid.
Get out of my house. Get out. Stand outside. You can stand outside that door and still see them. I don't want you in my house.
How many computers do you have in the house, ma'am?
I'm not going to tell you. Get out of my way.
It's all right.
I want to see what they're doing.
Well, they're working.
Police said they raided it over claims that the newspaper had obtained information illegally. The paper has consistently denied that. This search warrant, we should note, that was used to raid the home and the paper's office, it has since been withdrawn, and the items seized have been returned. The Kansas Bureau of Investigations is looking at the entire incident.
Okay, you know how I know that's a corrupt, that area police force is corrupt? Did you see how fat that main guy was?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like a...
Yeah.
Did you see that fatso leaning on the thing while they're raiding?
Well, his belly was leaning, almost touching the floor.
In what department? The only time I've ever seen that was when Steven Seagal joined the Louisiana Police Department to teach them how to fight and shoot.
Yeah.
And I'm not even kidding. Steven Seagal was the fittest member of the force.
Yeah.
And because they're super corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't mean to fat shame that cop.
No.
I say abolish all fat cops. Personally,
we got an unhealthy problem in this country across the board, so maybe a little fat shaming is necessary here and there, but you're right. I mean, who's he supposed to chase down the street? Why did the police raid the offices of the small town Kansas newspaper? The Friday raid on the offices of the Marion County Record certainly looks like a major incursion on freedom of the press, with disastrous results for not just the civil liberties, but also the physical well-being of the newspaper staff. Because what they did is they threw them all outside. The paper authorities on Saturdays, the paper attributes the Saturday death of the 98-year-old co-owner, Joan Meyer, to stress from the raids on her home and the paper's office. Stressed beyond her limits and overwhelmed by hours of shock and grief after illegal police raids, which we found out after, Meyer, otherwise in good health for her age, collapsed Saturday afternoon and died at home, the paper reports. It adds that she had not been able to eat or sleep on Friday after the raid. So there she is. You saw her. She went through the house. I mean, I know we say this all the time. When people at this age, they're very vulnerable. They can die and fall at any time. I get it. She's 98 years old. But it's obvious that she was under so much stress that this is what caused her to kick the bucket, right? Because you started saying, this is unnecessary is what I'm trying to say, Kurt. It was bullshit. It was a bullying technique.
Yeah, it was like what they did. You know what? You're all right about, even though none of them probably think about Julian Assange, but it is the same pattern because like Matt Taibbi, suddenly the IRS pays him a visit.
Yeah.
Or the people blowing the whistle on who work for the IRS now, they're going to get police harassment.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, you say certain shit, you see the bullies, they come out. Look, we started talking some stuff. I don't know if you know this, Kurt, but the Combo Couch, my network, almost 3 years of being demonetized, that we haven't been able to make a dime off of YouTube. And that was like 66% of our salary when they did that. Why? Because we started speaking against their narrative. You say stuff that the big guys don't want you to say, you're going to find yourself in trouble. Whether they demonetize you, take your channel down, bully you, show up, all these type of things. This is very much in line.
They don't tell you, when I went to China, they all knew the stuff not to talk about to not get in trouble.
Yeah.
And here in America, they reserve the right not to tell you what you even did.
Yes.
Because they're not sure themselves what you did wrong. They just know, these people are mad that we want to be cool with. because that's our money.
Yeah.
So we reserve the right to not even tell you what the rules are, like double secret probation in Animal House.
But don't you think that's too because they want to kind of they want you to believe that the marketing is true, that we're the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we have freedom of speech and we have freedom of a press.
Doesn't mean freedom of
speech means
doesn't
freedom.
Mean freedom of reach. Lawful but awful.
The roots of the raid appear to involve local entrepreneur Carrie Newell, who reportedly runs a restaurant out of a hotel owned by the brother of the county attorney. And this is where it gets a little hairy. A social media source provided both the Record, which is the newspaper, and the Marion Vice Mayor Ruth Herbal with information about alleged drunk driving incident involving Newell. So another third party came out and say, look, this woman over here who's trying to get like a liquor license in the town, she has a previous history of drunk driving and other things. The source said the information had obtained from a public website. Unable to verify this and suspecting the leak had occurred as part of a legal fight between Newell and her estranged husband, the paper decided that it shouldn't publish the information. We thought we were being set up, the Record co-owner Eric Meyer told the Kansas Reflector in the wake of the raid. And there she is. There's Miss Newell, who has a restaurant, got relationships with people high up in the county. Information was leaked about her and so forth and whatnot. So listen, we'll just read the rest of it. But without naming Newell, Meyer eventually notified Marion County Sheriff Jeff Soyez and Marion Police Chief Gideon Cody that the newspaper had received the information and that the source who provided it alleged the law enforcement officers knew Newell did not have a valid driver's license and ignored her violation of the law, according to the Record. So in other words, they kind of looked the other way, and this is what the paper was kind of blowing the Record on, and that's how this whole thing just got into a circular firing squad of sorts. Police alerted Newell, who on August 7th council meeting publicly accused the paper of illegally obtaining information about her and legally disseminating it to the vice mayor, who allegedly shared the information with the city administrator considering Newell's application for a catering license liquor. So in other words, they're saying that they obtained this information illegally, then they leaked it to the authorities. That would really cost this woman a chance to get her liquor license. After the city council meeting, Newell acknowledged that the state suspended her license because of a drunk driving conviction in 2008 and a series of other driving convictions, reports the Record, which responded to Newell's public accusations by publishing a story last Thursday about the situation.
So she didn't publish the story, but went, hey, do you know about this, to the police? That's what happened, but she didn't actually publish the story until Newell accused them of trying to ruin her liquor license or being responsible for ruining her liquor license. I think
they published one story, but they didn't publish another story. In other words, they're saying Newell's public accusations by publishing a story last Thursday about the situation.
Right. So Newell made those accusations. I thought they thought it was like some kind of trap, so they didn't publish the drunk driving.
That was the other one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I could just be dumb.
No. It's very confusing, the story itself. On Friday, the city and county police raided the Record's office, forcing staff members to stay outside the office for hours during a heat advisory and disallowing them from making any phone calls, the paper reported. They seized the newspaper's file server as well as personal cell phones and computers, which is really, 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 really bad.
What was the clip that we watched, Misha? Do you remember with the newspaper? I thought it was a Guardian, and the MI6 came and they're smashing their computers in front of them for show.
I do, but I don't remember.
Actually, right. This parallels a lot of like high up.
Yeah.
The small time government.
I hate this fact that they're able to personal cell phones. When I came in from Cuba the last time, they took my cell phone right away and put me in a room for 2 hours until wait to speak to them. So the whole time I have no cell phone. And I'm like, isn't this a violation of my personal rights over here? But I guess according to DHS now and all these new laws,
I hope you
and the Patriot Act,
to take a lot of pictures of your dong for the next trip, so that way you go through
it. They go see it, right?
Yeah. Treat them for their hard work, I say.
And other equipment unrelated to the scope of their search, which is, once again, it's like it's not in the scope of their search. They do it to intimidate you. They do it to bully you. That's what they do. If Big Brother does it and all the big guys do it, then the little guys who think they have the same rights because they have a badge and a gun, they're going to do the same thing as well.
Okay. Do you think it's that? I mean, obviously, if the head is rotten, that's the whole thing down. But is it just like little groups get in power and then they work? Like Chicago started out as a bunch of this, and now it's the most corrupt city ever. You know, like this is just like a mid-level minor league corruption, and this is how you practice for the big leagues. I'll bet a few people could go on to do great things out of this.
And it says, by the way, Herbal's home was also raided, as were the homes of Joan and Eric Meyer. According to the paper, the search warrants alleged that there was probable cause to believe that the identity theft and unlawful computer acts had been committed involving Marion's business owner, Carrie Newell. So they're saying that they illegally obtained this information, identity theft, the whole 9 yards. But when the Record reporter requested a copy of the probable cause affidavit necessary for such a search warrant, the district court reportedly issued a signed statement saying no affidavit was on file. Based on the reporting so far, the police raid of the Marion County Record on Friday appears to have violated federal law, the First Amendment, and basic human decency. Everyone involved should be ashamed of themselves, Seth Stern of Freedom of the Press Foundation declared in a statement. It is unclear exactly what police were looking for in the raid on the Record office or its owners' homes. But if the situation laid out by the Record is accurate, its staff did nothing wrong and should not be being treated like criminals. They absolutely have no right to investigate information leaked to them. They absolutely have a right, this is the paper, to investigate information leaked to them, no matter where the information originally came from.
That part, this
is important.
Down. That right there, that is trickle down. The thing where like they're covering up some DUI local like bullshit, like it's a spacecraft or an alien spacecraft.
Yes, and this is the thing that they're trying to say when it comes to this is the resemblance to Julian Assange. No, the way you obtain the information is illegal, and that's why we can arrest you. Same thing with Julian. The way he obtained the information is what they're going after. They're saying it was computer fraud and other stuff, that he encouraged Chelsea Manning to commit crimes. No, if he obtains the information, he's allowed to go out. He's allowed to look at it.
The crime was done if he got it after Chelsea Manning. Remember what? Did Twitter or X? Excuse me, X. Did they get rid of warning? This may be from leaked materials. Remember they were putting that warning?
Yeah.
As if I would possibly care about that.
Yeah. Do you care where the information comes from? Do you care more about the information itself? I think is the important. And this is what the Democrats try to do with the whole Russiagate thing. Like, oh, this information came. It was Russian influence and stuff like that. And like, listen, I don't give a shit if they came from Putin. All I know is Putin didn't write these emails. You guys did.
Yeah, try cheating on your wife or girlfriend, and then the information comes out because I don't know, Putin hacked your phone.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to matter?
Yes.
That Putin's interfering in your relationship?
They always try to pivot to the way the source of the information comes in, not the information itself. And they certainly have a right to question or notify the police about what they were told. I'm going to go right here to the son who lost his mother, and he's going to give you a little information about what, he witnessed.
This is the type of stuff that, Vladimir Putin does, that third world dictators do.
I'm going to stop right there 1 second. No, I don't sit there and say, listen, look at your own country because I'm trying to protect Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping. I'm just trying to say that we need to start taking some accountability for what happens in our own country.
Once we get Putin under control, then we'll have time for that pasta.
But first we got to go over there.
Obviously, you got to prioritize what's important.
It's our country who's doing this. It's our country who doesn't care about a freedom of press. It's our country who doesn't care about a freedom of speech. No longer can we sit there and point the finger at Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping. We're the ones committing atrocity on our own citizens. It's the United States of America.
But I think he's right to say it how he said it, because you got to get. How is he going to shame the people that support a police state?
Yeah.
What way can you shame them besides saying that's like Putin?
Let's take a look at this.
Third world dictators do. This is Gestapo tactics from World War II. And it's the tragedy of it is not only does it step all over the rights of journalists, My 98-year-old mother, who had lived in that house for 70 years, was so stressed out by police being there, 7 officers at one point, 2 of them watching her for hours, seizing her equipment, destroying her ability to turn on and off the lights by voice command, doing other things of that nature, seizing a router that had nothing to do with this. I mean, there's nothing they could obtain from a router. Photographing my personal financial information that was lying on a table near there. She got so upset about this that she couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep, and the next day she died of a heart attack.
So there it is.
Jesus. So they're just trying to get dirt on. They're just looking for any kind of dirt they could find.
Yeah.
I think the stress is seeing that one cop's how fat he was with such skinny legs. That made me stressed out.
But
how do those legs support that?
Kurt, I think this is just really, to tell you the truth, this is behavior of a state, just that trickling right down.
It's in every state. Hawaii is this crap, and Kansas is this. Every state is the same thing.
I know these, and what you were kind of alluded to earlier, all cops are bastard kind of mentality where they want to eliminate it altogether is just ridiculous because it provides fodder for the other side.
Well, just no. This stuff. Look, the thing that you start, if you go, well, here's what it means to me. You failed. You're not. I'm supposed to understand what it means, and not have that stupid slogan. And they got to stop saying that if they want to help the situation at all.
We're going to put a bow on that and wrap that up there. Well, there's your law enforcement in America, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, come see us on Live on Tour. We're doing a show in New York City, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Stamford, Connecticut, Toledo, Rochester, Michigan. That's just outside of Detroit. St. Louis, Tampa, Florida, Boca Raton, Florida, and Orlando, Florida. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.